Hello everyone, so welcome to this week. So we're going to be doing perspective, we're going to be doing a drawing, and we're also going to be using chalk pastels. So for this week I thought I'd do a video. I'm going to show you what the picture is. It's actually on my iPad, so I'm going to lift it up to show you. So this is the picture that we're going to do, okay? And I'm going to do it on black paper today. So it'd be good to have a good black background. So we're going to do a bit about perspective. We're going to do a bit about subtractive drawing, and we're going to do a bit about pastels. Okay, so my pastels, I have chalk pastels, and I put them in one of these, which is a bit like a Lazy Susan. I put them into colour order just because it's easier for me to be able to use. I also have some pastels here, which are in little trays I got that had prawns in one Christmas. So I don't throw anything away. So I keep all my pastels in these, so I can see what colours I need, and they're easier to get and easier to use. So I'm going to be using them today. I'm just going to put them down here so I can see where they are. Okay, right, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to do perspective, and it's going to be a 1 point perspective going into the distance. So everything will be bigger at the front and it will be smaller as it goes into the distance. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is, this is A3, this paper. You may be doing it on A4, it depends what you want to do. So I've got one of these big rulers. It's like a craft one. It's a cutting ruler, which is for using a rotary cutter when you're cutting fabric and things like that, but it's quite good for drawing. So I'm going to put the horizon line, it's just above the middle really, so I think it's going to be probably about here. So I'm going to draw my horizon line. Okay, so your horizon line is the eye line, and it's where you're looking down into the distance, and it shows where everything meets. So the ground meets the sky, and everything meets. Okay, so I'm going to do it probably about here. Okay, so then you have to choose your vanishing point. So your vanishing point is the point in the distance where everything disappears and everything converges from that one point. So this picture here is about 1 inch, so I'm going to put it about here. So it's very heavy on the left hand side and not on the right, so we're not doing it in the middle, but we're doing it here. So this is going to be our vanishing point. So put a little star, a little dot, something there, so you can see where you're going to start. Okay, and all our lines are going to go from here. So I know that there's some buildings, which I can see the end of the buildings, kind of about here. Okay, so it's quite heavy, and it comes to 3/4, probably about here. That's probably the top, the first bit there, I think. So oh, it could be here. Let's try here. I think that's probably about right. So every line that you put in goes to the star. Okay, so I'm going to put a line here. I've got a bit here, so I'm going to put that line in there, which is where the rooftop's going to go. And I've got a line which comes from the corner to there as well, so I'm going to put that line in. Okay, so that's that line. We've got that line in there. So coming up from here, there is a box with some flowers, which is probably top of the flowers, I think, probably about here. So we're going to put that line as well, meeting all the way to the middle, like that. Okay. And there's another portion which is kind of under here, and I'm just going to put that here, so that is just above here, and that's going to go back to there as well. Okay, so we've got a few lines going on. It looks a bit confusing at the moment, I know, but it's going to all make sense. Okay, it's a bit like a spider's web. Okay, so over on this side it comes up about here, so this also goes to here. Okay, so this is our line, and roughly comes out about there. So this is our actual path, okay, because our path's at an angle. This is roughly where our path is going to be. So with perspective, all the lines converge to this one point, which is your vanishing point. All your vertical lines, which are your buildings, your doors, your walls, your posts, all your upright posts are always going to be completely straight. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're near or they're farther away or they're tiny. The sides of buildings, the door frames, the windows are all going to be straight. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is I'm going to put in here, coming down to about here. Just going to put a rough marking. We have a door here with a shutter. It's a window and a shutter. Okay, so I'm going to put the top of that in. That comes down here. Okay, and then we're going to go straight down. So I'm going to make this straight. I am going to use my ruler here. Okay, so comes to about here. Okay, and then it converges to that point and disappears off the page. Okay, so it kind of goes this way, that kind of shape. So we just need to put all our shapes in first of all, okay, just so we know what we're doing, where we're painting and what we're doing. So that's what I'm going to do now. This is this bit here, so underneath here there's a bit of a shutter, so that's going to go there and come up here. So we're going to put a line in there for our shutter. I think it's come over a little bit, and we've got a little bit of a gap which is here, and then that is the door there. So the door's here and the width's probably about 1 inch, so that's roughly where our door's going to go. So if you see, you can tell by seeing this that they're all going that way, and they'll get bigger and smaller and smaller and smaller along this line all the way to the centre point. Okay, so that's why it's important to know where your points are. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in roughly, which is that part of the roof, and then there's a window next to it, which let's put another line in. It's a bit of a higher one. It's probably about here. Okay, so that's it. So we've got that line there just below the door, so I think it's probably in line with this one actually. So let's put that window in. So we're going to straighten it up. Okay, so that's our window there, and there is a little door similar to this one, but it's next to it, so we're just going to put it in. But we've got to make sure we put the straight in, because the straight is important. Okay, so that's going to be the door. Next to that there's another window, which is a little bit smaller than this one, so it's going to come down a little bit more. But they're skinny, they get skinnier as they get further away. Okay, so even though it's quite big here, it's going to be smaller. Okay, so let's make that smaller. And let's put a line across there. So let's join this up. Okay. So we've got this one. So we've got another little door here. So we're going to put another line in. Like that. Which is another window. This window here has actually got some squares, but we can probably leave the squares. And above, at the top here, there is also some windows up here above. So we're going to put a window up here, starting up here. It's kind of in the distance. So it's kind of, a window goes a bit like that. Okay. A bit skinnier. Okay. That's it. So you can see them windows. So that's that. Then there's a roof. So let's put this roof in. Let's put this roof in about here. Okay. Like that. And that end of the building comes down a bit as well. Like that. So we can put the windows in here. And they're all, if you can see, they're all vertical lines. So it looks confusing, but it's only that angle. Once you get that point in, everything is going to get smaller. So try not to confuse yourself. I've got a let's have a look. 1, 2 here. Got the roof coming down here, so let's make it a bit smaller here. And then we've got a building which goes to here, which is this part here is the, and it's got a high roof, this one. So this one comes up to here. So we're going to just do a slight, only see that much of the roof from there. And then that is straight. So we're going to put that straight across there. Okay. So the rest of these are houses. We've got a few windows, which we're going to put in. And then you just get like a few lines, which are buildings, windows, which you can see on your reference photo. Okay, so that's the bit what we can see. Now there's a wall here, so this could put the straight back in. So we've got straight, and then we've got a tree that comes out here. It's quite a big tree. Okay, that's the tree there. It kind of hangs over a little bit. You can see a bit of the road. Okay, so that's the building. And the door, so we have steps. So when you do steps, steps go straight. So they go horizontal steps. So this one here, we need to do some steps, okay? So to put the steps in, they need to go along, okay? So I'm just going to show you what I mean. So we're going to connect it just where this is here. And it needs to be horizontal, this line. So that's the step, okay? And that's the step. So then the line that converges to connect the step together has to go from here. Okay, so just do that little bit there, rather than draw it all the way across. Just do the little step line. Okay, and then horizontal again. Okay, so now you can see. So from there. That's it. So you can see how your step goes. Now there's a bit of road which is here. These are bricks in the road. So I'm just going to go back to here and put these bricks in there. Okay. So that's the pavement. And then we've got the same here. So coming down here. there's 3 rows of bricks here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and another one. Okay, so that's the row of bricks. Yeah, and they're like little cobbled bricks. We've got cobbled bricks across here, so, and these all go this way. Okay, so they're like horizontal, yeah, so they always go horizontal. That probably makes a bit more sense now. Okay, so here we've got some window boxes. Okay, so I'm going to put these in. They're quite big, but I'm going to put these in line with the step because they kind of come here. Okay, so let's put them in. There's 2 here, so it's here. This one comes up to here where the step is. Okay, let's see here. So we need to put a mark in here, a mark in here. That's it. And a mark in here. So these are our window boxes. Okay, so let's put that way. So you can see now where these are going to go. So you're going to have your flowers are going to go in here. Okay, and in the boxes. And we have some more boxes along here, but they're mainly flowers, you can see, but we can put them lines in afterwards. But all the way along here, you've got pots and flowers, okay? And they go all the way down till you can't see any more. So this is your pots. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. 1, 2, 3. There's a doorway. This doorway here. There's a bit there. Okay, so I think we're ready. We've got most of our lines in. So we're ready now to use our pastels and our chalks. So I'm going to use a very light bluey turquoise colour. So that's this colour. And I'm going to use this for the sky. Okay, so I'm going to use it on its side. Okay, and by using it on its side, you can cover more area. Okay, so we're going to do it on its side to start with because it's quite like the sky. Okay, and there's a bit of reflection down here. Okay, where it's light and it's quite light here. So I'm just going to put the light areas in that I know are light, and they're going to be this colour. Okay, so there's this window here. Let's have a look. Did I put the shutters in? Yeah, so this window here, just going to, there's a bit there. So let's put in this bit. So this has got a window here, which let's use a straight edge to make sure we get it straight. Okay, that's better. I'm trying to guess. That's it. Okay, so this window here, there's a window here and then there's a shutter here, okay? So that's the shutter. Okay, so now you can see it. And that's the window frame. So it's good, really good to get all your straight edges in, because you can see. So inside this window is this colour. So I'm just going to use the side. Okay. So these, we're just blocking shapes in now. We're just blocking colours in, okay? So you're just going to use this one chalk and this one colour just to put these colours in that you can see in the picture. So there's a house here, and underneath it's got greeny light green paintwork. So I'm just going to block this bit in as well, okay? So we know that bit's a bit greeny. It's the tops here. There's a bit here in the middle. Okay. There's a little reflection in this window. So that's our lighter colour. Now in the distance, more in the distance, it's going to be paler because it's more diffused in the light. So I'm going to use a bit of white as well on the side. Okay, because the sky's quite light. You can change the sky if you don't want it to be light. You can make it blue if you want. Okay, so blending tools. You can use your paper stumps again. These will be good blending tools, and they will blend, and in the distance everything is always blended and more diffused in the light because of atmosphere. Things are very bright the nearer you get, and they're always faded and darker as you get nearer, and they're always lighter in the distance. So it'd be good to fade this sky out a little bit. Okay, fade this bit out. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. You can use your fingers to fade it as well. Okay, so we've got a base colour now. So the next colour I want to use is like a mid-tone. So I'm going to use like a, well, it's not really mid-tone, it's like an orangey colour. So I'm going to use like a reddy orange colour because there's quite a lot of red and orange in it. So I feel like let's block that out. Let's block that out and get the red orange tones in so we know where we're going. Okay, so there's a wall here. So I'm going to put that in. And a lot of these buildings are brick. So there's quite a lot of orange tones inside in some of these buildings, okay? So it's a bit dark, this red, but we can go back over it and we can blend it in. I'm just putting the red areas in that I know are definitely red, that I don't want to forget. And this bit's red because this is the brick. Okay, and there's some brick underneath the shutters. Okay, and this is why it's good to have a black piece of paper, because this leaves your shadows. So you've got the shadows there already because you're using a dark piece of paper. So there are some through here, but it's a bit lighter through here. So I think I'm going to use that. Right, so then I'm going to use a lighter. So this is like a light orange, like a peachy colour. So I can go over the red because you want multi-tonal colours, which you'll get by blending and layering. Okay, so what we got now? So we've got a bit here, a little bit lighter, and the light's shining up here. It's not sunny, but the light is on this side of the street, so it makes it lighter. So just remember that you want lighter colours along here, okay, because it's lighter. Right, so we've got This one here is quite light, so we can put that in. And that roof is quite light, so let's put that in. And there are some roofs along here. Okay. Okay, right, so got this bit of path. Okay, so I'm just literally blocking in the colours that I think that I need and that I want to see. Okay, so I now want to see this one here, this part of the box. So I'm using the flat edge and I'm using the corner, the width of the whole width, because it's good measuring. So that's giving me measuring, and it's got a sharp edge at it and it's flat. So that helps you when you're putting your shapes in, because you can use that edge. Okay, so we've got this is like a window frame. Okay, and that's a door frame, and then further down here there's another door frame, window frame, like that. Okay, so we've got a few basic colours in. Which is good. We can see where we need to go. That's the windows up there. Okay, so we've used 3 colours at the moment. Okay, so now I'm going to use, what should we use now? I think I'll put some green in. I'll put some dark green in. So I'm going to put some dark green in the flower beds. Okay, just so we can see where we are. So there is flower beds up here too. Here. This is a nice green, this one. So it's good to put darker tones in. So we're just putting the shapes in. Okay, so now we can put a medium tone in. So let's have a look and see what we've got now. So this one, it's quite light, but I've got a lighter one than this, so I'm going to use this. Just to put some lights in. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's get some browns in. I've got some medium brown here. So this is kind of going towards this end because there's some rooftops. Can't really see a lot, but I know they're there in the picture. Okay. Okay. So put some down here. So you can use this for shadows. I think you might need a bit darker for your shadows. So this is quite a dark one for your shadows. So the window pane on there is blue, so I haven't got a dark blue, but I can use the blue that I have got, I can use, and I can mix it with burnt umber, so that it will give us a bit darker. So the areas that need to be dark, that's quite bright there, but I'm going to put the window frame in, so it's quite light. I'm just going to put the basic shape in first. Okay, so I'm going to come down with the flat edge. Okay. Okay, so that gives you a straight line, that flat edge. So okay. Okay, so I think what we'll do is, because there's shadows in this, I'm just going to put the centre shutter piece on, which is there. So this also has to converge from there to there, so your eye goes across and it knows which way it's going. So I'm just going to just put some little lines in here, just to show that that's where the shutters are. This bit here is blue, so I'm just going to colour this bit in blue. We've got a door frame here and a door. There's a bit of a shadow, so I'm just going to drag it down, and I'm going to leave the space in between where the black is. Okay, so when you're using coloured paper, you'll have to use the black to then put in your shadows. Okay, there is a blue window across here as well. We have like a blue window frame here, and some up here as well. Okay, there's one there. So just make sure you keep your lines straight and at an angle. Okay, so the blue really stands out against the orange because they're opposite colours on the colour wheel. So because they're opposites, they're your complementary colours. Okay, so they always look good together. It's always good to put blue and yellow and blue and orange together, because it just makes it really bright and it really draws your eye in. Okay, so this is, I'm going to use the white here and come in because there's like a part of the window frame. Okay, so there's actually a second window down there which I didn't put in, which I'm going to put in now. So there's a second window frame here. That's it. So I'm going to leave this dark inside, and it is a bit light, but it's got some lines across it because they're like French windows. So for now I'm just going to shade it. Okay, so I'm just going to put that shading in there. Right, it's quite light. This window up here is really light, so let's sunshine on that one. Okay, and okay, so the side of this roof is light, so block the roof out. Okay, it's a bit blue. It's got a blue tinge to it. So I'm going to put a bit of blue at the top here. And drag it down over the top. So you can multi-layer, okay, with all of these, just over the top. Until you get the colour that you actually want, okay. So this one comes up here. So I can see some windows in there, so I'm just going to put some little windows in the distance, and there's some windows here. And some front doors and some windows down here. Okay, so you can see how little they get in the distance. I can blend them ones out a little bit. Okay, so that's all going to be quite blurred. You actually in the picture can't see much detail. You know there's windows and doors, but you can't see them. You just get a shadow of them. And the colour and the position tells you what they are and where they are. So that helps you kind of get your perspective and find out where you need, roughly where you need to be. Okay, so let's kind of come over here, do some more blocks because there's quite a few trees and bushes, and I'm going to put some more green up here. I love doing pastel paintings. It's so much fun, and it's so much fun on a coloured piece of paper as well. It just makes it a lot easier. Okay, so I've got a grey one here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across here, just because this is where the cobblestones are. Oh. So I'm going to put, that's it. Oh, it keeps moving. I should have taped it down. Okay. So there's a few stones across here. And it's really light down the bottom here. Just going to get that edge. Okay, so where the lighter is, it's really light here. Okay. It's getting lighter, so we can blend that in. So we're starting to see now areas, starting to see, it's in 3D, and we're starting to see now. We've blocked most of this in, and by blocking this in, now you can see where you need to go, where you need to add your details. Okay, so some details you won't need to put in, but others you will. So I have a white pencil here, so you can go in with your white pencil, or if you've got a charcoal pencil, you can come in and straighten some of these edges up. Like this. And if you have some lines that you want to refine, you can also use, I've got electric rubber here, but you can also use a normal rubber. So I'm just going to show you what the electric rubber does. I'll just do something down here to show you. So you can put the cobbled streets in. Let me zoom in to show you. Can you see that? So this is taking it back down to the paper. Okay, so you can use that, or you can use a normal regular rubber. So I'm just gonna there we go. So that's going to be the cobbles. If you want to straighten some of this, let's come out. That's it. If you want to straighten some of this and you've got too much chalk on it, you can take it off with your rubber. So look, if you look at that area now, I've refined that area. Let's do it down here so you can see down here too. So let's go from here. So look. So it's a bit like drawing with your rubber. So you can, don't worry about putting black bits in. You can just use your rubber and it will take you back down to the paper, your original paper. So if you want to put a door frame, say we put a door frame around here, a window frame around here. Look. So that's now refined it. So when I zoom out, you can now see the dark around the outside. So this is a really good tool. A rubber, a putty rubber. I've got a pot of rubbers here. So this is like a normal rubber. You can use one of these as well. Okay, so there's lots of different things you can use. When you get to this stage, you're going to want to do some finer detail. So you can use pastel pencils if you would like to, or you can just use the sharp edge of what is on here already. So you can just use a sharp edge, but you can, if you want to, use charcoal pastel pencils. They're good and they will give you a finer tip, and it's compressed. So like I said to you last week about compressed charcoal, it's exactly the same. So it's compressed into a pencil, which makes it easier to use. It's more solid, and because it's compressed, you can do details, more detail. So these are going to be the bricks. So I know there's a little shape round here, like that, and then we're just going to go across with the light. Okay, so you can then go across with your bricks. So I'm quite pleased with them. And now I'm just going to go in lightly and put in some flowers. I'm just going to use it on the side, get some colour in there. Okay, so really shows up really well against the black. Let's zoom in. Okay. So this really shows up really well. So for the flowers, it's really good. Okay, so we've got them. The yellow is also here outside this house here. We've got a big pot of yellow flowers, and there's a few down here. Okay, so let's do some bright orange. I think we'll have some bright orange because there's some bright orange ones here in between. So she's a bit more red. A bit more red in. That's a bit better. Okay. Okay, so just mix between the two. Now there is some up here. Okay, some up here. So there's a bit more green up here. I'm going to put a bit more green down the side. And there's a bit more up there. And there's quite a bit here coming down. So let's put the orange and that in these ones. Oh, sorry, I forgot you can't see. There you go. That's it. Okay, so there we go. The other side, there's actually some more here under this window here. So I'm just going to block some of this out. There's a bit of a box under here, which is this one here. So I'm only going to do it very lightly because there's a lot of shadow. So I feel like this bit needs to be bright and the rest very light shadow. Okay, so I've got some orange flowers in here. Okay. So we've got some colour in here now, which is good. I'm going to do a little bit on the step. And the step is actually quite light. The top part's light, so I'm going to go over. That's it. And I might blend, I'm going to blend a bit of that in. Okay. And then we've got some light underneath here. Okay, like that. So it's looking quite good now. I'm pleased with how our trees and our roads going. Now, yellow and green. Green is made up of yellow and blue. So if you want to make your trees lighter, then you can add more yellow if you don't have the right green. That's the lightest green I've got. So I'm going to add some yellow. So let's add some yellow to the green. And then we can blend some of it in, just to give another layer. Okay. There we go. Nice. It's looking good. Okay. We've got a bit of orange down here, and it's quite lightly orange, so I'm just going to put some orange and some yellow over the top, just to bring that out. Okay. There's a bit more orange up here. Okay. So I think that's roughly about it. I think that's all I'm going to do to show you, because the rest of this you can do in class, and when we're, you can come back and look at this video. I think it's going to be really helpful for you. And I'm just going to put these in here. I haven't done these yet, so I'm just going to get this bit of colour in here. And there's a bit lighter there as well. Where's my peachy colour gone? There it is. So this one here, I'm going to put some pinks in here. And these are the bricks, okay? So they're like a pinky orangey colour. And there's some down here. Okay, and there's a big row of them. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be an example of where you can use your rubber, okay, to show that line, okay. So I might actually use my ruler again just to go back over it, so we can get a dead straight line and your eye's going to see it straight away then. Okay, so you can see your line there now, okay, and I'm going to do, this one's a little bit wobblier, but okay. That's it. That's it there. Okay. So you can use your rubber now to come across and separate all your little bricks, because they're all going to be separate little blocks. Okay, so you can see them now. Okay, so okay, so let's go across here. This is a step. So let's go across it like this. That's it. So we've got some white flowers in here. White across there, so we'll go back over that. That's it. There we go. So you can do these stones, you could do these one at a time if you wanted, but just remember they're all going in a straight line. So you may need to mark this out with a ruler. Let's have a look. So we can mark this out with a ruler so we know roughly where they're going to go. Okay, so that's always a good guess. So you can do that, and then you can follow that line all the way across with your cobbles. Okay, your pebbles and cobbles. This is quite a dark. That's it. Darken that bit out. It. So I've got a dot here. So that's it really. So you just need to refine all your bits and just go over your finer details. Once you've blocked everything in, then you can start going over and putting all your details in, your leaves, you know, what you can see, what you want to see, what you want to show. You don't have to show what's in there. You can add some stuff yourself. You can change some stuff. It's your picture. So you can decide what you want to do. I think I want a bit more red down here where my bricks are. There's some shadows underneath here that are like a red colour. Reddy brown, but I'm going to put some red first, like that. I'm going to go back underneath with a little bit of black. Not much. I don't like using black, but sometimes you just need a bit of a shadow. Bit more red here. I like the red in the bricks. I think it makes a good colour. So I'm going to go through these here. Okay, and got some more reds over here as well. And these bricks. So while the chalk and the pastels in your hand, if you see another area, then do it. You know, just add a little bit. You don't have to be working in the same area all the time. You know, you can keep changing and keep moving about. So I'm definitely think that I'm done. I always say that, but I don't want to make this too long, this video. I think it's like nearly an hour already. So okay, so that is going to be your tutorial. I will be doing this in class, so you can have a practice and you can try it out, and I want you to try it home and try different perspectives and at a different angle. So this perspective was all the way over here. The vanishing point was all the way over here, and you would normally expect it to be in the middle. And if it was in the middle, it would be here. Can you imagine how different this street would look if it was in the middle? It would look completely different. So there we go. That is your lesson on perspective, vanishing points and chalk pastels. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.